Next up, we have Johnny Cage the actor versus Goro, Prince of the Gorgonites, fresh off his photo finish victory against Daniel Cormier. Johnny Cage the actor now has a combined record of a whopping single win and 0 losses. And he's up against the record of Goro with 6,328 wins and 0 losses. The matchmakers really did their homework on this one, folks. Looking at the stats, it would appear Goro stands over 2 feet taller than Johnny and barely squeaked into the same weight class, coming into fight week weighing just 550 pounds. It was a tough weight cut on this one, folks, but Goro is ever the professional, as well as a 4,000-year-old prince of the Shokan and a half-dragon man with 4 arms. But you know what they say, folks, 4 arms means you have twice as many blind spots behind your back, so really, it's anybody's fight. Those familiar with Goro's style might be keeping an eye out for his favorite technique of holding a man suspended with his lower set of arms while using his other set of arms to rip out his opponent's only set of arms, putting his opponent at a distinct 6-0 arm disadvantage. Yay. And those familiar with Johnny Cage might remember that he is in fact an actor. Alright, with all that out of the way, the bell is rang and we're ready for a fight. Johnny comes out looking like Orange Cassidy, but Goro strikes back by crushing his glasses. I want to remind everybody that this is in fact the 90s, and smashing someone's glasses can be a full declaration of war. But luckily, they aren't Oakleys, and Johnny quickly recovers. Remembering that Goro's dick isn't in fact made of skeletons, but is actually just a normal dick with 4 arms, he does a splits and punches him right in the gherkin. Turns out the Wolfman does have nards, and Goro is reeling from the pain. We have to remind you folks that punching people in the dick is not only permitted, but encouraged in most well-respected fighting tournaments. Goro nearly topples over the weight from his own gargantuan balls traveling upward through his abdomen, while Johnny clambers up the rock face like a young crawfish in New Orleans. Johnny nearly has a ring out as he realizes he's on the edge of a tiny cliff, and the look of surprise on his face stuns the crowd, since he told Sonya Blade one scene before that he had a plan.
Trust me, I got a plan.
Turns out his only plan was to punch someone in the dick and run away. I respect that. Quickly remembering that 3,000-foot cliff drops are one of the greatest weaknesses of anybody, he comes up with a fantastic plan. When Goro comes into view, he quickly surprises him by telling him how much his sunglasses cost.
Those were $500 sunglasses, asshole.
And with that shocking statement, Johnny leaps into action. Johnny quickly teleports to the other side of Goro, unleashes a flurry of kicks and punches that causes Goro to do a barrel roll. With another kick of the swiftness, Goro flies off the cliff. Johnny walks over to the edge to see Goro barely suspended over a cloud of root beer flavored vapor, and he quickly exclaims,
"This is where you fall down."
Goro, shocked by the callback to a joke from a scene he was never in, loses his literal and metaphorical grip and falls into an endless abyss of chill house vaporwave, never to be seen again. That's one more win for Johnny Cage, and technically, one of the only legitimate flawless victories in the tournament so far. But Shang-San refuses to acknowledge it, cause technically, Goro's dick hurt Johnny's fist too.